After watching this film through to the finish, you may learn something new about yourself. The tricky thing about aging is that it can surprise you in unexpected ways. Even if you may feel the same on the inside, you may wonder, when did I start looking older? When you see yourself in the mirror one day, it might not be the wrinkles, it might not be the gray hair. However, something has changed. Aging isn't only about how you look, it's also about how other people perceive you, how you feel about your body, and how minor, invisible changes can disclose more about your age than you may realize. The majority of men are unaware of these symptoms until they begin to negatively impact their relationships, health, and self-esteem. The worst thing, it's frequently too late by the time they realize. The good news is that you can take action if you notice these minor indicators early. You do not have to accept deterioration, fatigue, or diminished vitality as inevitable aspects of aging. You underestimate your level of control. Let me ask you this. Have you ever seen that someone is treating you differently, but you were unable to determine why? Do you feel as though you are gradually losing the strength and vitality you once possessed? What if recognizing and combating the actual symptoms of aging is more important for maintaining strength, mental clarity, and self-assurance than trying to seem younger? Let's discover the secret of aging now, before it's too late. Have you ever entered a room and detected an unidentifiable smell, such as something faintly stale, woodsy, or even grassy? Perhaps you've discovered that even after a new wash, your clothes still smell like something. It's not just your cologne fading away, nor is it sweat. There's more to this. Men's bodies alter as they age, sometimes in ways that aren't readily apparent. On the skin, one of the most unexpected changes occurs. As fatty acids in the skin degrade as a result of oxidative stress, the body gradually creates a substance known as non-enal. It differs from ordinary body odor in that it is mild but enduring. Non-enal sticks to textiles and is more difficult to remove than the typical odors produced by bacteria interacting with perspiration. This explains why, despite washing their clothing frequently, some older men notice that they have a slight smell. Consider Richard, a 70-year-old retired engineer. "Grandpa, you smell like books and wood," his granddaughter exclaimed as she gave him a hug. He initially dismissed it with a laugh, supposing it was simply his cologne. However, he discovered that the smell persisted even after he tried different soaps, deodorants, and even laundry detergents. It was a normal aspect of aging, not a hygiene problem. This does not imply that you are helpless. The body will continue to produce non-enal, but you can lessen its accumulation. It can be beneficial to use specialty soaps made to remove excess oil. Diet also matters. Foods high in antioxidants, such as citrus fruits, leafy greens, and green tea, can prevent oxidative stress. Additionally, while non-enal sticks to textiles, odor-neutralizing detergents or baking soda can be used to keep clothing fresh. Losing control is not the goal of aging. It's about being aware of what your body is doing and acting upon it. You now know why your fragrance has changed if you've ever wondered. More significantly, you are aware of what needs to be done. Your silent introduction used to be a solid, steady, and quietly confident handshake. Have you noticed, nevertheless, that your grasp has changed recently? Perhaps it feels different to grasp onto a large supermarket bag. Perhaps a stubborn jar lid requires extra work to open. It's a small, imperceptible change that serves as a reminder that time is passing rather than a significant, spectacular one. Gripping strength gradually deteriorates as men age due to muscular loss, commonly referred to as sarcopenia. It's a mirror of what's going on with the entire body, not just the hands. Your arms, shoulders, and even legs begin to lose muscle mass as a result of decreased physical activity and dwindling testosterone levels. Because the change is so gradual, many people are unaware of it until they find it difficult to securely grip a railing or carry a luggage. Men who have weaker handshakes are more likely to experience mobility problems, heart illness, and even shorter lifespans, according to studies. Grip strength is a hidden indication of longevity. Consider Mark, a retired carpenter who is 65 years old. His hands grasp tools, fashioned wood into exquisite shapes, and constructed furniture for decades. But one day, while he and his son were shaking hands, he noticed that his grip was no longer as solid as it had been. There was no discomfort, simply being weak. he suddenly realized that his physique was altering in ways he had not previously observed. The good news is that muscle loss is preventable. It can be undone. Loss of muscle can be restored with basic strength training, particularly with resistance bands or small weights. Strength can be increased by even simple everyday tasks like utilizing hand grips, purposefully carrying goods, or squeezing a rubber ball. Consuming protein is also crucial since maintaining muscle requires more protein as we age. Nuts, beans, eggs, and lean meats help the body replenish what time tries to destroy. More than just a welcome, a handshake conveys your strength and vigor. Don't disregard it if your grasp has altered. Strength is ready to be restored. It has not been gone. Have you ever observed a change in your appearance, not just in your face, but also in your posture when you glance at an old photo of yourself? Once broad and square, shoulders now appear somewhat rounded. Once tall and straight, your back now slightly dips forward. Although it's simple to write this off as typical aging, your demeanor reveals more about what's going on within your body. One of the first and most disregarded indicators of male aging is a shift in posture. Decreased bone density, loss of flexibility, and weakening muscles cause the spine to compress over time. You become an inch or two shorter without even noticing it because the disc between your vertebrae gets smaller. This goes beyond beauty. Bad posture can cause breathing issues, balancing issues, and even persistent back pain. Your lungs have less space to expand when your shoulders sag forward, which lowers oxygen intake and makes even easy tasks like ascending stairs more taxing. Meet Robert, a retired athlete who is 62 years old. In his early years, he ran marathons, but as he grew older, he had to battle with persistent neck and back discomfort. He noticed that his posture had shifted one day when he was staring at his reflection in a store window. His shoulders were not as open as they used to be, and his head slanted slightly forward. It was about feeling older, not just about appearing it. Instead of correcting the discomfort, he had unwittingly acclimated to it. However, posture may be adjusted because the body is flexible. The spine can be realigned with the aid of stretching and strengthening exercises, particularly those that target the back and core muscles. Pilates and yoga are effective methods for regaining balance and flexibility. Being aware of your everyday routines, such as how you use your phone or sit at a desk, also has an impact. You may train your body to adopt a healthier posture by doing something as easy as standing against a wall for a few minutes every day and flattening your head, shoulders, and lower back. Maintaining the foundation of your movement, strength, and vitality is more important than simply projecting confidence when you have good posture. The first step to taking back the shift is acknowledging it. When you wake up in the morning, you sit on the edge of your bed and extend your arms. However, something feels off. The vitality that used to see you through the day now wanes more quickly. By the middle of the day, fatigue sets in, making even easy chores seem more difficult than they need to be. You feel exhausted in a way that is difficult to describe, even though you are not ill or hurt. One of the most disregarded indicators of male aging is fatigue. It's a more profound form of fatigue that impairs your motivation, concentration, and capacity to enjoy life. It goes beyond simply feeling drowsy. Many men believe this is a natural aspect of aging, but in fact, it's frequently associated with changes in hormones, muscle mass, and metabolism. As people age, their testosterone levels naturally decrease, which directly affects their strength, energy, and even their mood. The body finds it difficult to maintain muscular mass, and metabolism slows down when testosterone levels fall. This implies that food that formerly provided your body with effective energy now becomes extra weight, making exercise feel more difficult. Then there is the unseen cause: inadequate sleep. Men's deep sleep cycles shorten and their interruptions increase with age. Many people wake up several times during the night without even realizing it. This lack of deep sleep builds up over time, resulting in chronic fatigue. Small behaviors such as watching TV late at night, using a phone right before bed, or consuming caffeine too late in the day can exacerbate sleep issues without you realizing it. Let's discuss Jim, a businessman who is 58 years old. He had always been energetic and active, but gradually he started to feel exhausted, waking up exhausted, finding it difficult to concentrate, and losing the will to work out. He didn't understand his body was telling him until a routine checkup showed low testosterone levels and bad sleeping patterns. Jim saw a significant change after implementing little adjustments, such as increasing early sunlight, reducing late-night screen usage, and adding weight training. He felt more like himself and had his energy back. Your level of energy depends on how well you take care of your body, not just how old you are. Men may combat the quiet energy drain and restore their former strength and vitality by maintaining an active lifestyle, emphasizing restful sleep, and paying attention to their diet. The goal of aging is to adapt and feed the body more intelligently, not to slow down. We occasionally observe tiny changes in our physique and self-presentation as we become older. Once effortless, confidence can seem to be slipping out of our grasp. It's a gradual process that frequently begins with minor uncertainties and develops into a larger issue. The fact is, however, that growing older does not make you less valuable or less capable of thriving. What changes is how you see yourself, and sometimes those changes aren't obvious. A decrease in self-esteem, which is connected to bodily changes, is one of the most unexpected and frequently disregarded indicators of aging in men. You may begin to notice thinning hair, a few additional wrinkles, or a loosening of your skin. Anybody may feel less confident as a result of these changes. The emotional consequence of these changes, however, is even more shocking because it may not be apparent until it begins to influence your interactions with other people. You may feel a sense of loss or sorrow if the mirror begins to reflect someone you don't quite recognize. But keep in mind that this is just a part of the journey and does not represent who you really are. Consider Peter. Peter saw a 65-year-old teacher who used to stand straight and grin confidently droop as he became older. The idea of standing in front of a class of young pupils became intimidating, and his neck and back started to feel more rigid. He started to question whether he could lead with the same vigor he had as a child. These emotions eventually intensified into a profound insecurity that impacted both his professional and social relationships. However, Peter's tale did not stop there. He started to regain his self-confidence after going to a posture workshop, working on his core muscles, and emphasizing self-care. His confidence returned along with his improved posture. Our self-perception is greatly influenced by our mental and emotional well-being, so it's simple to get caught up in self-doubt as our bodies alter. The good news is that, regardless of age, confidence may be restored. Frequent exercise improves mental health in addition to physical health, which makes it simpler to accept change with grace. You may maintain your confidence and sense of groundedness by taking part in challenging activities such as developing new abilities or strengthening bonds with friends and family. Recall that growing older is a sign of progress rather than weakness. Younger versions of yourself could never have envisioned the depth of the experiences, wisdom, and fortitude you are bringing with you. Accept it, take ownership of it, and regardless of how many candles are on your birthday cake, show off your confidence. The aging process can sometimes seem to be going too quickly as we go through life, making us wonder how much we've changed. The crucial thing to keep in mind, though, is that growing older is nothing to be afraid of. New experiences, more insight, and the chance to find oneself in fascinating ways are all brought about by this natural process. Your journey is reflected in all of the indications we covered, including changes in your skin, body shape, ears, and confidence. They contribute to the lovely, flawed process that shapes you into the person you are today. Consider how you might welcome and benefit from the changes, rather than concentrating on what is changing. The body may not be the same as it was before, but the knowledge you've gained is priceless. Making changes that can enhance your life is something you can do at any time. There is always something you can do to feel stronger and more confident, whether that means learning new skills, maintaining your relationships, or concentrating on remaining active. You don't have to stop living as you become older. It indicates that you have a clearer idea of what really matters in life and live with greater intention and purpose. Even when you observe those minor physical changes, take the time to be grateful for who you are. Feeling challenged by them is acceptable, but don't allow it to define who you are. Rather, use them as a reminder that you are becoming stronger, wiser, and more resilient every year. At whatever stage of life, aging is a magnificent gift that can help you become the best version of yourself. Therefore, accept the adjustments, take pride in your journey, and continue to go forward with assurance. You still have your finest years ahead of you.